Hi, good evening, everyone.
Morning, Arpita.
So, any doubt whatever we have covered so far in yesterday's class?
No, Arpita.
Okay. So, last class we have discussed about the different type of dimensions like slowly changing dimension, confirmed dimensions, degenerative dimension, junk dimensions. Then we have discussed about role playing dimensions. So what is SCD, slow changing dimension? The dimension which changes slowly over a period of time. SCD is three types: SCD 1, 2, 3. SCD 1 which generally keeps tracks of the latest record. SCD 2 which maintain all the histories of the data, and SCD 3 we maintain current and the previous just immediate previous data. Confirmed dimension is the dimensions which shared across which shared in the fact table across the dimensional model. For example, the customer dimensions, product dimensions, which can we consider it as a confirmed dimension. Then coming to the degenerative dimension, the dimensions generally fact table stores the major value, but if we are storing dimensions in the fact table, that is called degenerative dimensions. Example, invoice number. Then coming to the junk dimension, we have a lot of small dimensions which for that we are creating small table. But instead of creating some small table, if you are gathering it all the dimension data and storing into the one table, that is called junk dimension. For example, status, true, false value, flag values. For this, we do not want to create small tables. We can aggregate the data and store it in one table. That is called junk dimension. Role playing dimensions is almost same as a confirmed dimension. The dimensions which can be shared across a multiple fact table, but the difference between role playing and the confirmed dimension is when we join the date key with some other fact tables, then it makes different meaning. For example, if you are joining due date with key with the date key, then you will get due date. Similarly, if you are joining order date key with the date key, you will get order date. So yesterday we have also discussed about different type of fact table, and we have covered the transactional fact. What is transactional fact table? It stores per event per transactions. Only one transactions per event will be stored in this table. Here the fact are additive in nature. So here also the data fact will be in additive format, and here the as we are storing per event per transactions, the table of the size will be grow, and the performance wise it will be little slow. So today we are going about to discuss about the periodic snapshot fact table. So what is periodic snapshot fact tables? Periodic snapshot fact table, for example, if you can see over here, you can see the data is storing week wise. Rather, we are storing in the day format, the lowest granular format, we are storing in the week wise. So for per week, what the week one, what is the aggregated value? Like what is the revenue? What is the sales? What is the cost? Week wise aggregated data we are storing in this value. So we are storing the data in aggregated level. So here the data size will be reduced and the performance will be more. Periodic snapshot is also basically additive and semi-additive in nature. Okay, so what is periodic snapshot? Let me write it. So periodic snapshot, what is the characteristics of periodic snapshot table, fact table? So periodic snapshot is, it is one row equal to summarized measure of many transaction data. Sorry. Transactions data. The second one is summarized of standard period. Like here we are either you can store in the week label, a day label, or monthly, week label, monthly label, you can, and a quarter label. You can yearly wise, you can store the data. It stores, since we are storing the data at aggregated level, so our table size, the fact table size will reduce. And performance will be better compared to the transactional pair. Then fourth is, it is typically additive in nature. Fifth is, if in table, if there is no transactions present, then we'll store it as a zero values. Or instead of storing null, as it is a calculative values, like it's a measure, so we'll be storing it as a null. Give me a minute, guys. Someone is knocking in the door. Yeah, so this is the feature of periodic snapshot table. Here also we can find a lot of fact keys will be present in this table. Lot of fact keys will be present in periodic snapshot table. Well, so periodic snapshot is basically, it will store in the highest level granularity, like weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly data. We can store in aggregated format, rather storing in the particular date wise or day wise. We'll store it in a aggregated format like weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Now coming to the next type of fact, that is the our accumulated fact table. So what is accumulated fact table? Is generally used to show the life cycle of a process. Like for example, a ordered life cycle process, like starting from the order you have placed, then it is picked up, then it is shipped, delivered to settle. All the life cycle of the process we store in one of the fact table, type of the fact table, that is called accumulated fact. For example, we are processing an order, and the order is initially, whenever we placed an order, it will be in created status, then it will be in shipped, then it will be in delivered, then it will be in settled status. So all these transactional details stores in the fact table is called accumulated fact. So let's see what is the accumulated fact. Accumulated fact is the row, per row summarized data. Here also we'll show the summarized data only, but it will show your all the summarization of a lifespan of a process, like order fulfillment. And for in this table, all the details, like starting from the beginning of placing the order to the end of the placing the order, all the details will be stored in this table. Generally, we do not use this accumulated fact table, and we generally prefer to use transactional fact or periodic snapshot. We do not use in real life scenarios accumulated fact table. So what is the feature of accumulated fact? Accumulated fact is we here we used to so the life cycle of a process one row equal to one summarized measure of many event transactions. This generally example is the order fulfillment. Like order status, we a lifespan of a process is shown in this accumulated fact table. Coming to the last type of fact table, that is factless fact. What is factless fact? Generally, we as of now we saw that we understood that fact contain only the measure values, but this type of factless fact, which is transactional fact table, but it won't contain measures. We call it as a factless fact. The table it is fact in nature, but it doesn't stores your major value. For example, employee registration, then your students registrations, any criminal case. So in that all are will be having all the dimensional attribute. It will be behave like a it will show like a dimension table, but it will be fact in nature and it doesn't contain any major values. That is called factless fact. What are the features of factless fact? Factless fact are it is a fact table, but it stores the dimensional data. For example, a new employee is registered. How we with fact table, you will come to know how many employee registered in last month, how many employee has resigned from those organizations, then how many employee have been registered for particular reason. Suppose for each company will be having located in different region, North America, Asia Pacific, then Europe. So for each region wise, how many employee has registered, that all details will be getting in factless fact table. So basically factless fact is, what is the factless fact table? The fact table which is dimension is nature and doesn't contain any major value, that is called factless fact. For example, your employee registration, employee table. Here we can see how many employee or any particular reason. So far, we have discussed 4 types of fact: the transactions, periodic snuff, accumulated fact, and factless fact. So any doubt on the type of fact table?
No, Arpita.
So you guys need to understand only what is the type of fact and what are the type of fact table. that much is enough for you. No need to go in the details. Basically, if someone will ask, then you should tell that what is the feature of this table. That is enough for you. So then we'll be moving to the next topic, that is what is business intelligence. So far we have discussed about data warehouse. So we are going to discuss about what is business intelligence today. So business intelligence is basically the set of technique or the tool which used for the transformations, and it is also used for the delivering a meaningful and useful information for business analysis. So business intelligence generally will create the different type of insights using the data visualization tool like Power BI, Tableau, and all, and that will be helpful for the business to take necessary decision about their business. That is called business intelligence technology. BI will handle large amount of unstructured, structured, semi-structured data, and you will create different insight or visualizations. This is about BI. So how it differs from the data warehouse? Data warehouse is like in BI also you can, like in Power BI also you can perform all the ETL process what we are going to do in data warehouse. But here Power BI you can build the insights of the data. But in data warehouse only we are storing the data, and using the data we are building the report. But in Power BI and all, you can do the ETL operation, but it is very limited. But in data warehouse, you can do a lot of transformation. But Power BI, it is very much limited. You cannot do all the ETL operation. But the same thing, whatever you are doing, it can be done in the Power BI or any data visualization tool like Tableau as well. But it is very limited. In data warehouse, you can pull huge amount of the data, then you can do all the transformations, whatever, but there it is limited. So what is the difference between data warehouse and business intelligence? Data warehouse stores the data and in the form of data marts. So I'll be discussing what is data mart. Data mart is basically is a subset of data warehouse. Data warehouse, you'll be storing all the type of data like market, sales, finance, everything will be storing. But data mart will be the subset of data warehouse, particular any subject area. Suppose I want sales data, so I'll be building it a data mart. It is a smaller version of data warehouse, that is called data mart. Okay, data warehouse doesn't require any business intelligence to work, because after building the warehouse, we'll be building the report using this data warehouse data. Whatever data warehouse data we are keeping in our consumption layer, that data will be used for building the Power BI or any data visualizations. Basically, in business intelligence, as I said, we'll be using any reporting tool to generate the data from the data warehouse. And business intelligence helps the business to make the necessary decisions. And one more thing with the business intelligence, it is there is some concept called self-service BI. What is self-service BI? We'll be building a data more. It will be building a all the entities, whatever it is required for the business to build the report. We can build that one using the data warehouse and provide it to business. They can even the person who is not non-technical person also, they can drag and drop all the entities through the any reporting tool, and they can build the report. That is called self-service BI. For that, there is no technical knowledge is required. Any person, any business user who is not a developer or any data analyst or business analyst, they can also build the report using the self-service BI tool. Okay, and the major difference between data warehouse and BI tool is the business intelligences. Let me write it down here. So what is the purpose of business intelligence? First is purpose of purpose between the business intelligence and data warehouse. Why you use business intelligence? So business intelligence. Okay, fine. I forgot one topic. Let me discuss after this. Business intelligence is the and data warehouse. Let me put it in the Excel so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. So business intelligence and data warehouse. Business intelligence generally used for data visualizations and building business insights. Insights means report. Okay. So what is data warehouse? It is storing data which can be used for storing data from the different sources which we can be used for to make the which different sources which can be used for analyzing the data to determine different trends in the data warehouse. Data. This is the difference number one. The second difference is here, what is the end user? Our data analytics, data analyst, then your business user. These all are the end user of this. And here data warehouse will be used by the data engineer and your backend engineer. Data engineer and all the backend data engineer. Backend developer means database developer. The third one is data visualization. We do in the form of dashboard reporting. This is the presentation is in the form of dashboard or a report. Here we store the data in the form of tables and which can be used for upstream BI application. Means this data will be used for building a report. This used for upstream BI applications. What are the example of business intelligence tool? It is Power BI, Tableau, and here is Snowflake, then Amazon Redshift. These all are the example of data warehouse. Data warehouse. Who all provide the service provider of data warehouse, the Snowflake and Amazon Redshift and Power BI, Tableau, Cognos. There are a lot of business intelligence. Then SAP BO. There are a lot of things are there. I have just given two examples. So any doubt on the understanding what is business intelligence and what is data warehouse? Anyone has any doubt? Guys, any doubt?
No, Arpita.
Okay, so I forgot to explain one more topic that is called surrogate key. What is, as of now, you guys have seen about different type of primary key, foreign key, and all these stuffs. Now I'm explaining you what is surrogate key. You can see this table, particularly this table. You will from source you will be getting this data: product ID, name, category, then all the details like product subcategory and all this detail you will be getting it. So this product ID here is called natural key or your primary key. This you are getting from the source. Okay, but here I have created one more key that is called product underscore pk, and I have given incremental value 1 2 3 4. This is called surrogate key. It is an artificial key. It is basically doesn't come from the source or anyone. It generally created in data warehouse, and it is incremental in nature, like 1 2 3 4, and it is used for building a relationship between the dimension and fact tables. So to build the relationship, we used a artificial key that is called surrogate key, and it is incremental in nature. So everyone understood what is surrogate key?
Arpita, can you explain one more time, please?
Surrogate key, see here in this table, till this product ID, name, category, this data you are getting from the source. Okay, it is there in the source, it came to your warehouse, you have extracted the data and it came to the warehouse. So this product ID is called your natural key. It is a natural key, it is coming from the source. But in our dimensional modeling, we build one more key, that is an artificial key. It doesn't exist. It is created by data engineer for the building the relationship between dimension and fact table. It is artificial in nature, and it is incremental value. Like you need to give 1 2 3 4 5 6, how many data? Suppose you have 1 lakh data is there, then it will get increment to till 1 lakh. That sort of key which is incremental in nature, and it is present in the fact and dimension table, that sort of key is called the surrogate key. Surrogate key, why you use? Suppose you have suppose in dimension table you have a record like customer keys, customer ID keys, they are in dimension table, but that particular customer doesn't have any transactions in the fact table. Then in fact table, for that particular transaction customer, transactions like all other values will come as a -1, because that particular value doesn't exist in your fact table. For that particular customer ID, there is no transaction, so rest of the values will be coming like its product ID. Suppose customer key is there but product key is not there, for that customer has doesn't done any transactions or anything, he has not purchased any product, so we do not have any information for the product. In product table we do not have any information, and so it store as a -1 in -1, or we store it as an unknown. Means we have detail for the customer, but it doesn't have any detail for any other dimensions. So in fact table, we'll store it as a -1 or unknown. That is possible using with surrogate key. It is not possible with natural key. Natural key will show it as a null. But in our warehouse, we create one artificial key that is called surrogate key. It is incremental nature. If an entity is not present in any of the table, then we'll store it as a -1 or unknown. So clear?
So
the
basically,
surrogate key is
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Transformer, you go ahead first.
okay. So basically, we use this key to keep to save the to save the record which do not have any entries as -1, not as null, right?
No, we store it as a -1 in our fact table. If that in dimension or fact table, if there is no values, like if there is no transactions happen for that particular table, so for the particular customer or product, we do not have any transactions, then that particular row, it will come it as a -1.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and it is artificial
So-
nature, it is incremental in nature. It suppose you have 50 millions of record, till 50 millions you will be having, the last row will be 50 million for this particular surrogate key. It is incremental in nature, 1 2 3 4, like this it will go.
It's like a serial number.
Pardon?
Like it's like a serial number.
Yeah,
If
it's
we
like a
have a
serial number, it
data.
will go serially,
In-
incrementally.
Okay. So this is given by us, or it automatically fetches data.
It will be
I mean,
created, the
automatically
data is
assigns
while
itself.
no, it will created by the data engineer when they will build the warehouse, right? That time they will create it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You guys no need to build anything. It's a you for each project there will be a data engineer. They will build the warehouse. They will give you further testing. You need to do the layer by layer testing.
Okay.
That
It's
is
not
your
we
job.
have to create the surrogate key for a
No.
particular
You
data
no
we
need to
extract,
do anything. You no need to do
okay,
anything.
but we have to understand it.
Yes,
But we just have to
you need to know
understand
the
the concept.
concept. See, if you are going to work on any project, you do not know the technical term, then it will be very hard for you to understand. So, in for it to do the ETL testing, you should know the data warehouse concept. That's the main agenda for us to study all this data warehouse. Because whenever
Okay.
you'll work on ETL testing, everyone will talk about dimension and fact, everyone will talk about a schema, everyone will talk about this surrogate key and all these stuffs. So these all technical terms, you should aware about it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to the next, I have few more topic left related to the data warehouse. That is this, what is the data mart? Okay, what are the type of loads in it? Okay, let me start with ETL. So Monday we'll start with the SQL, but today I will explain you what is ETL. So ETL stands for the extract transform load. It is the process the data loaded from the source to the data warehouse. So we have we have the data source 1 2 3, then it will come to the intermediate layer, and from this intermediate layer it will go to the data warehouse, and pulling the data from the source to this data warehouse we used a tool that is called ETL tool. Thus that is called ETL. ETL is extract the data from the source, transform it in the intermediate layer, and load it in the warehouse. That is called ETL. So ETL is how there is one more concept called ELT. ELT is what? Extract, load, and transform. So extract, load, and transform. Extraction of data, like here you can see in architecture, it is we are extracting the data from the Microsoft SQL Server, relational database, Azure SQL database, storage table. Like in Azure we have two type of storage, blob storage and Azure data lake storage. So they and this storage will store unstructured, semi-structured, structured data, anything. And that is also one of my sources for this ELT. ELT is generally used in the cloud. Like what we'll do, that we'll store the data in the form of Azure blob or in SQL Server or anything, and we load the data directly to the warehouse. Like directly we'll load the data, then we'll do the transformation. After loading the data, we'll do the transformation either using the store procedure, or we can use some ETL tool like Azure Data Factory or Azure Synapse, anything, and we'll do the transformation. And with after doing this transformation, we build the Power BI report or any Tableau report. So ELT is basically extract the data from the sources, load it, and then transform. It's generally used to move the raw data from source to system to the destination, such as the data warehouse. ETL and ELT is different approach. Here, ELT is maintained generally in the cloud, and but ETL is maintained in the your traditional data warehouse. The data warehouse is built in the on premises, like your SQL Server, Oracle. These all are we use the ETL process, but in cloud we use ELT process. This is the basic difference. So what basically in ETL we do, and what are the type of tool available in ETL? Before that, let me write what is ETL. ETL is extract, transform, load. So extraction of data from multiple source and load it to the data warehouse is called ETL. And ELT is extract, load and transform, extract the data from different sources like SQL Server, Azure Data Blob Storage, Azure Blob Storage, and ADLS, and load it to the data warehouse. After loading, we'll do the transformations. Using any of the ETL tool. This generally used in cloud. And it's generally, ETL is generally used in the traditional data warehouse. This is the main difference. Now, what are the types of the tool or ETL or ELT tool available in market? There are different type of the ETL tool like a SQL Server integration services, Informatica, Telnet. Now there are Metallion, then your Azure Data Factory, AWS Glue, then Telnet, Informatica Power Center, then you have like Pentao. There are a lot of ETL tools are available in market. So in your project, as per the requirement, you can use one of them. But there are a lot of ETL tool or ELT tool are available in markets. So there are two different type of loading we perform in the ETL. Basically, when we load the data to the warehouse, we'll perform the two different type of loading. So as I told you that loading to the warehouse, it doesn't happen like frequently. Like we do only one time refresh or two time refresh based on the requirements. So there are two major type of loading. One is full load. Full load is or bulk load, means we'll truncate the data every day and we'll load the data. That is called full load. The data loading which will do very fast time. It can be referred to as a bulk load or fresh load. So as we loading the data from the as I said that data warehouse, we need to keep the definite period of data, like it is time variant, right? We do not keep whole the data whatever is there in the source, like it is mentioned as per the requirement. If you want to create 3 years, 2 years, 5 years the data, so when we'll do the first load, like we need to pull the 5 years the data at a time, right? That time whatever the loading we are doing, that is full load. Full load in the sense you need to truncate the table and you need to load the data, complete data from the source, the whatever maybe if you want 5 years, 2 years, 6 months, whatever the data you are loading to the warehouse, that is called full load data. And one more is the incremental load. Suppose today morning I have done the refresh, and tomorrow again I have scheduled one more refresh to do the data load for ETL. So between today morning and tomorrow morning, before doing my refresh, whatever the new data came, with incremental refresh will be pulling that sort of data. Like incremental refresh, what is the concept? Like insert else update. If a new record is come, then insert the data. If the old record is there and it got updated by the user, update the data. So that sort of the data which we are doing between the last refresh to today, the new refresh, whatever the data we are loading it, that is called incremental refresh. Incremental refresh will not take much time, as the loading the data will be less, because we are just loading the data whatever is modified between the last refresh to the till date. that sort of data, whatever we are loading, that is called incremental refresh. As we are loading small chunk of the data, so it will the job will run very fast, performance will be also very good compared to the full load. Full load will take more time because we are loading bulk amount of data. So any doubt on what is ETL, ELT and the type of the load? Guys, any doubt?
No, Arpita.
No, Arpita.
Okay, so let me write it. What is the difference between there are two type of load? Sorry, here I out spelling. Two type of load, and there are two types of load. One is bulk load or full load. It is generally done when we are doing the refresh for the very first, for the initial, for the first time of the project. So to do this, you need to truncate the table and load the data. For incremental load, here we'll store we'll store the data which changes between, which get modified between the last refresh date to today's date before the job start. So this is called incremental load. Okay. Starts. This is called incremental load. So two type of load is done. So two type of load is full load, incremental load. Full load will be the data which will be loading to the warehouse for the first time. It can be refreshed as a bulk load or fresh load. Incremental load will be the data which get modified or changed between the last refresh to the today before we are starting the job. Whatever the changes has happened, we are pulling the data. That is called incremental load. Incremental load will be having only the data which either get inserted after our last refresh or before today's refresh start, or it get updated by the user in between this time span. So that is called incremental load. So what basically ETL does? ETL does what basically in ETL we do. So if you'll see in this example, bill ID, date, amount. So bill ID, date, we are here we are storing in the form of DD, MM, YY format. But our requirement to show in our requirement is to show to the date. Instead of October, we need to show in the numerical format, like October is for 10th, November is for 11th. So we need to show in that format. So that sort of transformations we are doing in the ETL process. I've given a small example, but basically we need to do a lot of calculations. Like you have there your salaries there, commission is there, and you need to find that what is your incremental salary, like how much, suppose your current salary is there as a 10,000, and this year you get some around hike of 10%. So you need to get you need to calculate like what is your new salary, what is your proposed salary, so how we'll be calculating it. That sort of, this is just an example, but basically we'll do lot of complicated transformation as well. So here you can see So initially it was October in our source, but in warehouse we need to show it as a 10th. So that sort of transformation we'll be doing through the ETL, using an ETL tool, or either we'll write store procedure and load it to the target. That's what we'll do in the ETL process. Coming to the next concept, the next concept is what is the data mart? Guys, here you can see it is more clear in this. This is CRPM data, customer relationship, enterprise relationship data, flat file, unstructured data. Here the data is storing in the ODS, then it is going to the stage, then it will going to the warehouse, then we are going to the data mart, then we are building the dashboard, then we are going for the end user will be consuming it. So till this unstructured data, extraction of data to the warehouse, we say that ETL. From this data mart to the database dashboard built, it is called business intelligence or BI. So that part is business intelligence part. This part is the warehouse part. Now coming to the concept, what is ODS and what is data mart? ODS is called operational data source. It is like a database. It contains OLTP data only. It is a database which integrated the data from the different business source with different rule. It get the data from the transactional database directly, and it will be having only 30 to 90 days of the data. It will not be having more data, or it will be having only 30 to 90 days of the data. That is called operational data source, or ODS. It is a smaller, it is a OLTP database only. It will be having different business, so we will be just aggregating the data from the different data sources. There are few report which we cannot get it, like real-time report. Like suppose you want to show the ordered status report. So order status can change in every minute, every second. So that sort of reports you cannot build from the warehouse, because warehouse maintain the history data. So that sort of report you can build using the ODS data. Like that is the real-time data. Like the data is changing in every frequently. Like suppose if you are doing placing an order in Flipkart, so per minute, per second, Flipkart may be getting some millions or some thousands records. So that's they want to see, their business want to see how much order placed in this hour. So hourly report, or hourly report sort of thing, which is the real-time report, that sort of report will be generated using the operational data source, where we'll just keep 30 to 90 days of data. Data mart is what is the data mart? It is a subset of data warehouse. Usually when we want to build a report for the particular subject area, like either can be sales, marketing, or finance, we build the data mart, not the data warehouse. So a data mart will be having very less data compared to the data warehouse. It is smaller version of data warehouse. It is generally stored the subject oriented data. Anyone has any doubt between the ODS and data mart?
Arpita, in data mart, small part of you told small part of warehouse. That means small part means what kind of data? It's like summarized data.
It is like particular sub. Like if you want to build you can build a data mart for HR related data. You can build a data mart for the sales related data, and then finance related data. Like it is the smaller version. It will be having. It is not used as the data warehouse. A data warehouse having, you can accommodate all the data like finance, sales, all these stuffs. But here you will be having a particular. My requirement is to build only the sales data. Like for this particular release, I need to build only the sales data related report. So instead of approaching to the warehouse, I'll go for a data mart, because I need only the sales data. Where should I go for the warehouse, consuming so much space and all this stuff? So I'll go for the data mart.
Sales data, okay.
Any what data, it can be a particular subject area data.
Okay.
Okay, so
Arpita, could you go a little bit slow? It looks like you're going too fast.
I'm going very fast.
Yeah.
Oh, you have any doubt? I'll stop it here. If you have any doubt, let me know.
Actually, Arpita, I have one concern.
Yeah.
See, here the students are mixed of computer science background and non-computer science background. Basically,
Okay.
I am from pure science. Okay, I can't able to get the whenever I am listening. No, I was about to get your point at the time you were going fast, and I can't able to catch the point, Arpita.
Okay. I got it.
Actually,
So,
here the students are of mixed group only, not all from the computer science background. Here all are, yeah. I am from pure basic science, so I can't able to get the terms. If you are going slowly and if you can able to tell us what to say slowly means we can able to grasp the
Simple
point
explanation.
whatever you are teaching.
okay, fine. So where you have doubt, whatever we have learned today, is there any doubt you have? Let me know. I'll explain it again.
Yeah, today I will go through tomorrow notes whatever you taught. No, we will go through the notes. Hereafter, can you please go a little bit slowly and can you explain in deeply? That is the main concern, Arpita.
Okay, fine. So today's, is there any doubt, whatever I've explained you, like the type of fact table, then ETL, ELT, and the ODS and data mart, then type of loading. Is there any doubt anyone has?
Myself, I'm not able to follow the business intelligence. So it's look like a new
Okay.
terminology.
Okay, let me explain you what is business intelligence. Let's take this example only. No, not this example, this example. So ETL is basically extracting the data from the different sources. Like here you can see, let me enlarge it. Here you can see it is like a different database. Like it can be your CRM database, like customer relationship management data, ERP enterprise relationship management data, plat file in the sense CSV or text file, XML file, JSON file, unstructured data. It can be in your form of media or any unstructured data. That data we are pulling to the ODS, that is called operational data source. And from ODS can be there or it cannot be there. Here in this example, I have taken ODS, but not necessary that it will be there in your project. It can be directly go to the staging area. So when we load the data from the source to the stage, it will be one-to-one mapping. Suppose your source, you have 100 records for one table, the same record you will be pulling to the stage. Generally, we'll do to till stage, we'll do the one-to-one mapping. Whatever data is in source, as it is, we'll pull to the staging area. Staging area, what we'll do in the staging area? We do the cleaning, then purging, then masking. Masking means suppose any confidential information you have, we do not want to show that one to the user. We mask it and represent the data. So that sort of data cleaning, purging, removing duplicates, all the cleaning process will be done in the staging area. Then from here, all the transformation will happen and it will come directly to the warehouse. Warehouse data will be consuming, and then from warehouse we'll be building data mart if it is required, or you can directly build the warehouse. You can directly build the warehouse data. Using warehouse data, you can directly build the dashboard or report. These building the dashboard or report is part of business intelligence, whereas extraction the data and loading the data to the warehouse is called ETL. ETL is extract, transform, load. Clear or still I'm going very fast?
No, clear.
It is clear, right? Now you are asking what is business intelligence. Business and intelligent is basically, it is a business analytical driven approach. We generally use data warehouse data to build the business insight. Business insight is nothing but the reports reports whichever used for the business to take necessary decisions. Like you just now few days like in your TV channels and all, you will be showing that whenever election come, they will show that how last year last time how that party has performed, and this year how they are performing, what is their vote shares last year, what is this year they are getting. That sort of data, how they are getting it? They are getting using data analytics, right? They are not getting directly from a database. They are getting through the analytics. They have stored last year data, they are comparing with the current data, and they are building the report. That sort of things we are doing using business intelligence tools, like any reporting tool they are using, and they are building that sort of graph. Not only that, whatever, there are a lot of organizations are running. They should be they should know how their business are running. So how they are doing that? They are doing through the data analytics using any business intelligence tool. They are building all these powerful reports, and they are helping them to take necessary decision. Though those like these BI business intelligence tools will help the business user to take necessary decision for their business, which will help them to run their business. Clear business intelligence and how it differs from the data warehouse. Data warehouse, we are just building the data. We are storing the data, extracting the data from the different sources, storing it. And if that's data, whatever we stores in the warehouse, it is used in the upstream BI applications. That is called business intelligence. Whatever data we have built, that will be stored in the warehouse. If you are using the data, and if you are building any report which is helping business to take necessary decision, that is called business intelligence. Now you guys clear, or any different, any doubt?
No, got it.
And I have told about fact table. Any doubt on that?
Fact table was clear, Arpita.
Pardon?
Fact table was clear. That concept was
Then
nice.
which one we are having doubt? You guys understood what is ETL and what is ELT? Guys understood what is ETL and ELT? Guys, yes or no?
Yes, Arpita.
You
Yes.
guys understood. Even those who are from non-technical background, they also understood, right? ETL and ELT.
Actually, I will go through your video again, Arpita, and I will ask you tomorrow if I am
Okay,
not.
sure. So shall I go to the new topic, or we'll be wrapping off here?
We'll continue on next class, Arpita. It is a theory, no? If
can wrap up.
continuously listening this theory, no, we can't able to make it. That is.
Okay, because this is the concept. This I cannot show it anywhere. So this is the theory part anyway I need to cover.
Okay.
So to clear the interview, we have to know all of
You
these
have to
concepts,
know all
Arpita.
this stuff. You have to know all this stuff. Whichever interview you will be attending, they will ask you the data warehouse concept. They will ask you the SQL. That's what they ask in the ETL, and how you are doing in your project, like your day-to-day activity. That's all they ask. You need to know all this concept. They will ask what is data warehouse, what are the type of dimensions, what is surrogate key, what is schema. These all things they will ask.
Actually, this is so
Based
I
clear.
have a question.
Pardon?
Carry on, Parveen, carry on.
Okay, Arpita, I have a question. So this
Huh.
ETL testing is like one of the requirement in a main job, or this is a separate requirement? The entire job opening will be like
No,
one
this is
position will be
separate.
like for
Like you are
ETL.
learning Python, right? Using Python,
Yeah.
you can automate this ETL testing process. Like Selenium is the web application testing, that is different. ETL is completely related to database. It is one sort of database testing, and it will be completely work with the data. It's not related to the any
It's a
UI
separate job
application.
at all.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
separate things.
Not like a web
See,
testing
if you
that
are
we go.
learning ETL part, it will be like ETL, cloud, your Python, data analytics, data visualization, that side it will go. You will
Okay.
start with ETL, then you will go to the data visualizations, then you will go for the data science, that sort of things.
Do
And
all
So it's a different
testers
tool.
will be using this, Arpita? All
What
testers
was
will be using this one,
No,
ETL.
no. There are separate ETL testers. There are manual tester, then your automation tester. Automations will be means your Selenium, even Python. Using Python also you can automate it. That Python, you using Python you can do the ETL testing as well. You can write the Python script, you automate all this your script, and you can test it. So this ETL is separate things, manual testing is separate thing, automation testing is separate thing.
It's a separate skill set, totally.
Yes, separate skill set. Then you
Okay.
guys learn about SOAP UI, REST API, all this stuff.
Yes.
Did
So,
Postman.
yeah.
Postman, that are the API
Yeah.
service testing. So that is a different thing. So that sort of things are also there. So this is ETL is completely related to data. It is nothing related to your UI application or anything.
Okay. So the testing process will be like you said, every stage of the data warehousing from the time of pulling till we
See,
something you
here
said,
I
no,
showed
that
you,
we
right?
will be
Here
testing.
is an
Yeah.
example. So where is that example? Here. So what is your testing? First, you need to test the data from the source to this staging layer. Suppose in source you have 1,000 records. Here you should see the same 1,000 records. There should not be any truncation of data. You need to check the data type. You need to check the counts. These all things you need to do till this layer, the source to the staging. Then from staging to the warehouse, you need to test again. Here also the count stage, the staging table, whatever the data is there, you need to check that the same data is there in the form of dimension and fact table. So here, the data may be stored in the multiple table. Here maybe you have 100 tables, but here it will reduce to 20 or 30 tables. They will separate that. They will agree do the joins aggregation. They will do and they reduce the data. But you need to write the script. You need to understand the logic, how they are loading it. You need to write the script and you need to validate it. After testing this layer, now you need to, if your project has requirement for building the report, then you need to validate the data from the warehouse to the database dashboard report. Either you can validate this report data directly from the source, or you can directly use check in the warehouse. It depends like what is your requirement. Generally we'll validate the data everything from the source, not with the warehouse, because here also possibilities there that there may be some bug where the calculation has not done properly or something. So generally we validate the data from the source. You need to understand all the logic, how they are calculating the business measures. Like whenever you are given to build a report, the requirement document will be having the calculation, how we are deriving the calculations to build that particular business measure. So that all things you need to understand and you need to test it.
So using
Here
SQL.
also we have.
Sorry,
Okay, go ahead,
Pratik.
Priya.
No
Go
problem.
ahead. Okay, so here also we have the same testing phases, Arpita, like requirement analysis, then test plan, test
The
design,
same STLC
execution,
cycle you need to follow over here.
tracing.
Requirement, design, then your coding, then your testing, then your reporting, defect raising, reporting, then closure. Everything, the same thing you need to follow. You guys understand about Agile? So now maximum company use
that was my
Agile.
next question. do we have agile? Do we follow agile or Kanban, something like that for this kind of ETL testing also?
Nowadays, almost all the organizations follows agiles. Like the development and the testing happens parallelly. They will develop. Suppose they are developing from the source to the staging area. They will develop this much. They will give it to us. We'll test it. We'll say that this part of chunk is working fine. Then we'll move from the they will develop from the stage to the warehouse. We'll test it and we'll confirm that it is working fine. So chunk by chunk, rather building completely warehouse and giving to us, they are giving chunk by chunk wise, and we are developing and delivering to them.
Okay. Yeah, Priya, you can go ahead now.
It's the testing me only using SQL code, Arpita.
Yeah, you need to use SQL is very, very important for ETL testing. Without SQL, you cannot do anything. And when if you are going for an interview, they will ask you the SQL questions only. They will ask about this query and SQL questions. So that's what you guys knows how to write case statement.
Sorry, which one?
What
Case
is it?
statement.
No.
Like how in Python you write if else statement, right? The similarly in SQL we'll be having case statement. Like suppose you want to show if the person age is more than 30, then he's more than 18, then he's an adult. Then 18 to 30, you will be showing one more category. So like this, you will be in your data, in your table, you will not be having that data. You need to derive one more column. So how you will derive the column? You need to write a script for that. So we'll achieve that through the case statements. So you need to know how to write case statement as well.
That is also as part of SQL, or it's a different scripting?
It's a part of SQL. It's a part of SQL. I'll say from Monday onwards we'll start the SQL part. Whatever he has not covered, I'm not going to teach you the DDL, DML, all these stuffs. I will teach you first the normalization concept. Then I'll go for the all the functions like the string functions, date time functions, whatever he has not covered. Like operator, you say they cover, so I'm not going to take it. So whatever he has not covered, like here you say that cross join they have not covered, and self join, so I'll be teaching that one. For join, I'll be teaching you some I'm not going to teach you the concept, but I'll be teaching you some questions. Like it's not like theoretical questions. I'll give you some tables and data. You need to tell me what is your output. That sort of questions we'll be discussing. And I'll be telling you what is the difference between the cast and convert, where you will use cast, where you'll use convert. Then your how to write the store procedure. Apart from that, I'll be discussing about few analytical functions like rank, dense rank, row number, all these stuffs. Then Windows function, lead lag, which you will be using for like either any testing reports or something. You will be using that functions. Then common table expressions. Then how to identify the duplicate record, how to delete the duplicate record. So these all things I'll be discussing it. From after this onwards, we'll be doing most SQL part, rather the very less theoretical, more SQL we'll be doing it.
One more thing, Arpita, could you please give the note for the surrogate key points?
Acha, surrogate key I have not written, right? Let me write it over here. So surrogate key is basically it is an artificial key. It is incremental in nature. And then it is used to build relationship between primary key and foreign key. For fact and dimension table. Fact and dimension table. If any values is missing in any table, we'll be storing it as -1 or unknown in surrogate key. Okay. Guys, if I'm going first, you need to tell me that time itself, because at the end, if you'll tell, then there is of no use. So if I'm going very fast, you need to tell me. I'll try to, next class onwards, I'll try to explain very slowly. Okay. Any other doubt?
Arpita, same kind of doubt. Sorry if I am again and again reiterating the same
No,
thing.
that's fine. I am fine
Yeah.
with.
Okay, so in order to build this ETL testing skill set, we need to learn theoretical part, understand it, and be ready for the interview questions. Plus, we need to know the SQL part very well, plus basic as well as what you will be teaching us in future. And then what else we need to know, Arpita?
SQL and this data warehouse concept is very much needed, and you should know how the ETL testing perform. So that's all. See, if no one, what you are saying?
Okay, no, go ahead.
See, if you are going for an interview, they will ask how you are doing. Tell us about your project, how you are doing the ETL tool, what are the tool you are performing, what are the operation you are performing, which tool you are using, what is the transformation you are using. That sort of things they will ask. About the transformations, that is the theoretical part, we'll discuss later. First, I will discuss about the SQL part. While doing the SQL, I will explain you few interview questions like related to join. I'm not going to teach you what is join, what are the type of join, but I'll take it up in the practical one. I'll take it up. I'll give you two tables. In that, we'll put some values and we'll see what are the outputs we are getting. That sort of questions they will ask. Then when I'll discuss about the rank, dense rank, there I'll discuss few questions. Interview questions. So I'll tell you while teaching the SQL part, what are the questions they will ask. Basically, there are few functions you should know, like string, substring, then like is also important, car index is important. You should know the case statement, how to remove the duplicate record, they generally ask, how to identify the duplicate record, how to remove the duplicate record. These all things they ask. So going forward, whenever it is some interview questions, I'll tell you. Few company they ask about normalization, denormalization. What is the difference between normalization, it depends completely on interviewer. So you should know perfectly the theory part as well and the SQL part. ETL means it is SQL. You need to know the SQL very well.
Sure. And one more thing, like asking your opinion or suggestion like this. Okay, like I know that we can learn manual testing and understand web browser testing and do it without any prior experience or knowledge. As we learn, we can do it. But do you think if I have no experience in this, do you think if I learn through these classes, I'll be able to perform in the job?
Yeah, you can do it. Like, see, whichever project you will be going, it will be the architecture will be different. But you know that what the ETL perform, and if you are good in the your SQL part, you can do anything. ETL testing means you need to write the SQL script. If you are good in that, you can do anything. Anyway, to understanding the project and all, it will not take much time for you. But if you know how to work, you can do it.
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Arpita.
Okay. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. No. Anyone has any other doubt, or will we wrap up? Guys, anyone has any doubt?
No, Arpita.
Okay, fine. Then we'll see you on
Arpita, you
Monday.
said,
Before that, pardon?
Arpita, you said you will share the notes as well. You will
Yeah,
share on
I'll
a daily
share the
basis or
notes later, not now. For
at the
whatever
end?
the document I have sent you, that you can go through it. Yesterday I have loaded one document, right?
Yeah.
That you go through it. That will be enough for you. I'll share the notes at the end of the like when we'll about to complete that. At a time, I'll share everything. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. And whatever the SQL I've given you, anyone started practicing it?
No,
Yeah,
Arpita,
go
not
through the
yet.
questions.
See, you can start practicing it, then only you can able to do it. SQL means you need to do the practice. Even for Python also you need to do the practice. Selenium also, if you not know, need to do the practice. So anything you are learning, if you are not practicing, then there is no use.
Arpita, just go through the questions, actually, the theory questions.
No, there will be some SQL query related
yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
but
go through. You can practice that one.
yes, you have given some of the SQL question also, right? So
That all
that
things also you should know, because they will ask you what are the type of what is the difference between truncate and delete, where and having, then what is DDL, what is DML. DDL, DML, nobody asks what is order by, why you use order by, then difference between union all set operation. I will teach you set operations. So set operation is very much needed. Different type of constraint they will ask, what is the difference between the primary key and unique key. These all are very important, you should know it. Even for non-technical people also, you try to understand. If you have any doubt, you let me know, I'll explain it. For SQL also, if you have any doubt, let me know, I'll explain it. Okay, then Monday you guys has to install those SSMS I have given yesterday link. There you need to install in your system, or whichever database you have, you can install it, and we'll start from the Monday. Monday I'll whatever I'll do, I'll send and give you the script. You can use the same script, or you have any other test data with you, you can use that data as well, and practice it. Okay.
sure.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Arpita. Bye. Have a
Thank you.
good
Bye.
weekend.